And welcome to Rise and Fire Friday. My name is Chris Exusion. You can find me at Chris Ebom on Twitter. And the Farmers Insurance has been up and down, up and down. Leaderboard has stayed strong with Sam Ryder. But besides that, everything's been shuffling around for the most part. I'm sorry if you had Zalatoris for the week, but that's okay. We're going to find some winners this week. Plenty of action for top 20s, outrights. We're on the West Coast swing, so we're going to see what I can do here. But I am happy to bring on my man, Matt Gannon. You can find him at Matt_Gannon_ on Twitter. He does everything, football, basketball, mid-major specialist, golf, of course. Had to have him on. Man of many trades, Matt Gannon from West Palm Beach now. Very exciting stuff, man. How you doing?
Yeah, no more Jersey. It's Florida boy now. Ebom, thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure talking with you. So we talked in the NFL season. It was fun. So I'm happy to talk some Torrey Pines, talk some golf with you. So thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no problem, man. Absolutely. Love having you on, man. You do a lot of good work on the Twitter spaces, especially with all sports betting, put a lot of good work in. So had to have you on, of course. And pretty much what I've been doing now with as far as golf betting is going, I kind of want to dig deep into the live betting scene because I feel like it's kind of a scene that's been kind of forgotten about for the most part. You see your outright cards every week, and sometimes they don't work out. Sometimes you guys get cut, things of that nature. But fear not, we still want skin in the game. We're going into fourth round, but typically the show will be going into third round. But hey, we're ready to rise and fire, trying to find some winners, and I had to bring my man Matt on. So let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's rise and fire time. It doesn't matter if that it's the third round. Like, we got bets to win. Let's get into it.
Absolutely, man. And if you want to just talk about the tournament in general, it's crazy. Sam Ryder just keep on holding on, man. He's like a cockroach, man. He's not dying, man. What is going on with him?
Damn, Sammy rides. He is getting up and down from everywhere. Like, not hitting that many greens, but when he misses the green, just making every 7-8 footer. Like, it's not a recipe for success. And I think it's gonna blow up sooner than later. He's got the names behind him: Jon Rahm, Tony Finau, Sungjae Im, Colin Morikawa, Max Homa. Like, he's got some studs behind him ready to win. So if Sammy Rides can get back into the winner's circle, like, good for him. Like, I would not hate to see Sam Ryder win this event, especially since it's a big event, someone different than Jon Rahm, but I don't think he's got the game plan as of now. He's got to hit more greens. He can't get up and down every single hole.
No, it's going to be tough. The luck box situation's kind of happening for him for the most part. But do you think they're actually going to go threes tomorrow, or are they going to go doubles?
Yeah, I heard they were going threes tomorrow. So I think Finau got in that final group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did a little Undertaker. He rose up, man. He went bonkers today, going -8 today. He was my lone bet for the week for outright. I kind of just did a single bullet, kind of. I ended up getting him at 15-1 on Bet365 on the enhanced odds. Now he's probably like 6 and change, but like earlier today he was like 100-1 or something crazy. It just like,
yeah, wow. So you probably thought he was dead going into the day.
Completely dead. I just was just whatever, just let it be, and whatever happens, we'll find some other bets. I actually had him for one and done along with who else did I have? Oh, I had Matsuyama. He's kind of fighting around. He's in the top 20, so not terrible. I'm in like 3 one and done's, a little crazy, but try to lower it to like just 2 golfers for the most part. But yeah, Sungjae, he's like the king of like the T20. Am I right? Like the guy, he hasn't quite knocked on the door till probably Florida. That's kind of where I'm looking at. Yeah. But I mean, he's the guy that's just consistently inside the top 20.
Yeah, he had that one bad outing. I think that was a Sony Open. He missed the cut or just was horrible. And then he bounced back. Last week he was good at the Amex, and now he's here again. He's kind of doing it behind the scenes, kind of just slowly steadily. But he came out, I think, Wednesday now. He was like 5 under on the front 9, kind of like fell back. But here he is now in the top 5 heading into Saturday with a chance to win. And like, no one's really on Sungjae, and they've been on him over the spring and summer. So if he wins, it kind of be a kick in the butt to everyone who's been backing him all spring and summer. But I wouldn't hate to see Sungjae win. He's not a guy that I like actively don't want to see win, like some of the bigger names that I just, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, absolutely. I would not mind seeing Sungjae win, and he's got the game to do so. So it just comes down to, can he get hot? Can he make those putts in the back nine?
Yeah, I know a lot of guys used him last week for one and done, and then this week as well. I'm just kind of holding on to him for the Florida swing because he's like the king of the Honda and, things of that nature. And I don't know, are you going to be going to the Honda this year? What's going on?
Will be going to the Honda. I may or may not have media credentials for that event on the weekend. So that's a developing situation. So I haven't really mentioned it yet. So hopefully I get approved for them.
Yeah, man, that'd be sick, man. How cool would that be behind the ropes over there? That'd be pretty sick.
That'd be sweet. Yeah, I'm literally like 25 minutes from Palm Beach Gardens. So I am excited for that. I went last year, actually. I came down for the Honda. So it was a fun tournament. I actually watched Daniel Berger blow that lead in my face with a Daniel Berger 18-1 ticket. Did not feel good. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. That was crazy, by the way. We'll talk.
Yeah, that's nuts. And then speaking of Daniel Berger, he's like showing up in social media. He's like, I'm training hard, and he's like at like his yacht over there, just like hitting balls. Nuts. I'm like, all right, and he's like in the spa. I'm like, all right, guy, like he's not doing anything. Let's be real.
I don't know what his deal is. Like, is he ever gonna play golf again competitively? Like, I just don't know.
I don't know. I think he just maybe just has enough money where he can just be on the beach and just like call it a day. Like, I don't know. No one's heard anything about him, which is like crazy. And there's been no live talk really. So it's been kind of like quiet on both ends with that. So I'm not really sure, but I'm looking at the board here. Let me bring it up real quick. What we got going on at DraftKings here. Let me see 1 second. Let's see. Share screen. Don't mind me. All right, here we go. Let's do this here. We got DraftKings up here. We're looking at Sam Ryder at a whopping plus 250. I can't imagine anybody taking that at this point. Finau, finally, if you bet him early, you have value on, which is shocking because he's plus 650 at this point. I'm actually looking at, if you're looking at kind of a longer shot to win this week, I think Max Homa is your guy. I think he's been playing pretty well. He had an eagle today. I think he can play the course real well. I mean, he's been playing pretty consistent for the most part. If there's somebody I'm looking for that odds board that I'm looking for an outright winner that you can actually get really good value, I'm looking at Max Homa. What are you looking at for this board?
Yeah, well, Max Homa actually had up and down round today. He opened with a bogey on one, came back, went birdie eagle in the middle, and then from there it was kind of like nothing. Couldn't make a putt on the back nine, gave himself some good looks, missed a few shorties, but he's been good the majority of the week and obviously finds himself in the mix on a Saturday. And I keep wanting to say Sunday. California guy. He always has success in California, strokes gained California, Max Homa. So I think he's also a good look. I have a Morikawa ticket at, 19-1 or 17-1. So it's basically the same as it is now.
Same thing, yeah.
Legit cannot make a putt. Well, him and Tony Finau literally should be winning this event by 4. Like they are easy. All-time bad putting weeks. And I complain about putting a lot, but this week especially is very tilting, but that was to be expected. We know how hard it is to make putts inside of 10 feet at Torrey Pines, so I can't be that mad, but like it's just so frustrating. You see Collin Morikawa 6 foot for bird miss. Like it's just so frustrating. He missed so many putts by like literally centimeters. If he can fire, I think -12 wins this event. Sam Ryder sitting at -12. I think it's going to be a grind tomorrow. I think -12 to -13 wins this event. So any of these guys can fire a low one. We saw Finau go 8 under today. Any of these guys fire a low one, they could win this event.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I feel bad for the Cowell backers today. It was rough to see with the putting performance because I like Morikawa a lot. I love him on his approach shots. Absolutely incredible. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hoping Tony Finau pulls it off because I got his ticket right here. For sure. But I mean, Morikawa. I mean, is that putter going to come up? You know how he ball strikes. He's inside 5 feet constantly. You know, it's whether he's going to get the roll those for the most part. So that's kind of what I'm looking at when it comes down to winning outrights. But if there's one guy that I am actually looking at top 20 that kind of had a faltering kind of day, Taylor Montgomery. He's even money. I saw him originally at plus 180. He's a guy that kind of fell off today for the most part, but I think he can pull it off. I believe where he's at right now on the leaderboard.
He's 1 stroke outside of top 20. So those are good odds.
Yeah, I mean, even money for a guy that's been just a placement machine all year. I think most people look at it and it's like, oh, plus 100 for, you look at plus, even money for like any sport. You're like, oh, that's crazy. But like in golf, You're just like even money. You're like, I don't know. But I think this is a good spot for him. He fell off today for the most part. So that's kind of a guy that I'm looking at for a top 20. Is there anybody that you have your eyes on at all or anybody way down the board?
Let me look at this top. Actually, let me scroll down the leaderboard. Top 20. Who do I think? I mean, what's Justin Thomas's odds? Because he's always good for a good backdoor top 10.
Oh, absolutely. That could just go bonkers, even though he didn't do it today. Justin Thomas is plus 260.
I think that's a great bet because Justin Thomas, he's 1 under par right now, which is literally 3 strokes outside of the top 20. He
Correct.
can easily be a guy that goes 6 under tomorrow and he finishes what 16th, 15th, and then
Yeah.
we look, oh, Justin Thomas finished 15th at Torrey Pines, but even though he was never really in the mix on the weekend, so that's just something he would do. So I think that is a decent bet at plus 260. Also,
Yeah.
Siwoo Kim has just been lighting it up. I think he missed a lot of shorties today. I think Siwoo Kim can also do that.
I actually heard in my group today. I heard something about his driver getting messed up. I don't know if he broke it or
I did not.
I
see
heard
that.
he broke his driver or something.
It's
But
hilarious.
maybe I didn't personally see it, but that was hearing through the grapevines. But but he just gets a new driver and he's fine. That's just Siwoo. He's a loose cannon.
Right, for sure.
He can go low at any time. It doesn't really matter. I'm actually kind of impressed with. I know Jason Day was kind of like the chalky kind of talk for like DFS and everything, but I'm pretty impressed with Jason Day's done lately. It looks like the back looks pretty strong. Am I right?
Yeah, no, he's looked good. He's been the guy at Torrey Pines. Everyone was like, okay, Jason Day, can we get a little sneaky with him heading into the week? No, he was pretty popular, but he's playing well. Currently sits at 15th, and he shot over par today. He was out the gates early. He was 2 under through 6, and they kind of faltered, shooting 3 over the rest of the way. So, can he right the ship tomorrow and go low? I don't think he can do anything besides like top 10. There's too many names up top that are contenders. But I mean, you can't be mad at the Jason Day performance. He's playing well where he should play well. I would say like it's a wash. I think it's pretty warranted that he's where he is. But yeah, I wouldn't really want to place any Jason Day money right now.
You know what the craziest thing about this tournament is? Like, it's always talked about like the cream rises to the top, minus like the Luke List win and everything. It looks like just like a first round leaderboard, like for the entire week. It's crazy. Like, I'm looking, Sam Ryder, first round kind of guy. John Rahm was killed at first round. Finau, Sanjay, Colin, Sahith. I mean, it's just guys just crushed that first round. Have been hanging on. It's kind of like unorthodox for the most part.
I think Sammy Ride shot what he shot 8 under in the first round, and now he's here at the top. Sam Ryder is such a guy to go low in round 1 and then like almost miss the cut, and now he's hanging up, which is good to see. I like Sam Ryder. I write him up in my 6K article all the time because he's just a guy who's so unpredictable. He's a guy who like has those top 10 finishes out of nowhere, but if you look at his stat profile, he's very, very hard to predict because he's all over the place. So, which is why I don't think he'll do well tomorrow because he can easily fire a 75. Look what Adam Schenk did last year. He had the 36-hole lead or something, won like 75, 78 on the weekend. Sam Ryder is a guy who could very well do that, and he's kind of preceding it by scrambling on this entire round today. So I don't want to wish the worst on Sam Ryder because I like wouldn't mind seeing him do well, but I just can't. I don't see it. I don't.
That's all right. I'll wish the worst for him. I would have no problem losing, honestly, because he's just been kind of, I don't know, all the coverage he's been having, he's been yucking it up with Brendan Steele. It's like been kind of rubbing me the wrong way. I'm not going to lie.
That was an ugly final group. Sam Ryder, Brendan Steele, and Tano Goya. Like what that was like. I wonder what the odds of that being the final group were. Like, if you could have predicted that final group, go play the lottery because that was ridiculous. And Goya shot like 78. My buddy bet him yesterday plus 450 to like be the top South American. I was like, dude, he never bets golf. He texted me. He was like, yeah, dude, he's like got like a 5-shot lead. I'm like, if this guy finishes top 20, I will be shocked.
Yeah, shocked. Exactly.
I was like outside the top 50 because it's golf. It happens.
Yeah, dude, it's absolutely crazy. But I mean, there was one point where John Rahm, he was like 25-1 or 30-1 when he was like +2 or something. Like, how outrageous! I've been at times where I'm like, I'm just gonna take them, and they don't make the cut because I'm like, you know what? Like, this value's through the roof. And now look at him, like the dude's just playing unbelievable. And it's like, and don't get me wrong, I hate my Sun Devils more than anything, but he's just been absolutely crushing it. But I'll be curious to see how much love he really gets over at Waste Management for the most part. I wonder if guys are going to be burning him a lot for one and dones and just, I mean, what do you guys think? He's going to be like plus like 550 probably for the Waste Management.
I would say closer to, 550 at the most because he was 350 this tournament.
Yeah.
And this field was fairly top heavy. It wasn't like deep, but it was fairly top heavy. I would say like 550 at the most. Thankfully, I used him at TOC, so I got a big payout for John Rahm, and I got my John Rahm fix. But yeah, like I would have been very upset if John Rahm goes on this run and I got no use out of him because now he's objectively unbettable. I bet him single bullet at TOC, and I used him in one and done, so I'm happy with Rom for the year. And now he's just on this tear, and it just like we see it cycles. We saw Dustin Johnson go on the tear a few years ago. Then John Rahm, then Scotty Scheffler, then Rory McIlroy, and now it's back to John Rahm. It's just a cycle of the game's elites going on X amount of month runs, and it's part of the game. It happens. I mean, no one has done it for as long as Tiger Woods has, and I don't think anyone will. But it's cycles, and it's just we're gonna have to deal with it. If John Rahm wins 3 straight, no one will really be cashing tickets because no one's betting it. But it's part of the game, and it happens.
No, I hear you. And you know what? You're pretty smart about that with the TOC because I was like, I mean, it depends when you got into some of these one and dones because like a lot of them started with I believe they started with the Sony. I think all mine started with the Sony Open. I think I had one that started this week, but that's it. Like I had 2 because the Rick one and the Mayo one started Sony, and then my other smaller one started this week. But I mean,
yeah, I'm in like this like the Rick one that started in the fall. So like,
you're part of the fall one. Okay, so carried through. Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's really good in general, and it's, I mean, he's just been playing unbelievable. So you're able to cash in him at the right time. I almost took him for one and done this week because I'm like, that's like always like my question when it comes to that. Like, should I just ride the hot hand or do I just like fade him because like he's bound to lose? Like it's so hard.
I would say in one and done, like you either go with the most obvious guy every week or you go contrarian every week. Don't try to pick and choose like when to do what. You got to pick.
I think that's what I'm doing right now. I think honestly, I'm picking and choosing everywhere. I would
either go with the sneaky guy from now on or go with the obvious guy and like don't like, because you're never gonna get it right 100% of the time, and then you have the chance of getting it right like 0% of the time. So if you just pick one route, you'll get it right like enough of the times and probably be in the cash.
No, that's funny you said, because I got real cute last week with like Cam Davis and like Hoagie made the cut, but like he didn't do really anything. But it's just like, it was
kind of went on a one and done heater. I had Chris Kirk last week and he finished like 3rd. I have Xander this week, so it's like,
wow, Chris Kirk. Damn.
Yeah, I had Chris Kirk last week and one and done. That was unbelievable call by me. I was kind of lucky, but I have Xander this week, so he's like 15th right now. He started off horrible, but Xander is a guy talking about those backdoor top 10s. Check the odds on the backdoor top 10, backdoor top 5, especially in San Diego. Xander is a guy who loves to backdoor placements.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. He's currently plus 150 for top 10 right now. So I mean,
don't hate that.
I mean, you're getting 1/2 on your money for a guy that plays pretty well on that side of the coast. I honestly, I mean, I don't know how many people are going to watch this or whatever. I don't think it's going to really affect anybody with one and done's. Like Waste Management, I'm literally going to use, I had these 2 guys set up, Xander and Tom Kim. I'm just going to use them at Waste Management. I think they're both great fits. I love Xander at Waste Management. I think he's fantastic there, especially being an elevated event. That course is so easy for him. And now he's starting to play pretty well after his injury. Like, I think it's going to be the perfect storm. Like right now he's 16-1 right now for Waste Management. So I'm not going to bet him.
Those odds are up.
If you go on DraftKings, speaking of here, I'll put them on right now. So DraftKings right now, these are the odds for the Waste Management right now on DraftKings.
Those odds are horrendous.
So I currently took some long shots. Some of them changed. I ended up taking Keegan Bradley at 130-1, which is still there. I took him there. I had Gary Woodland. He's still at 100-1. KH Lee was either 100-1 or 130-1. He's actually at 80 now. He dropped a lot, KH Lee. I was looking at some long shots there for the most part, but I like the 2 guys I really like are Tom Kim and Xander, but Tom Kim has not been on the board the entire time since they've had the futures.
There are 11 guys under 20-1. That is criminal. That should be like legit illegal.
Yeah. The books are scared. Clearly.
What is this? This is horrendous. This is like literally the worst odds I've ever seen. I like Justin Thomas or Patrick Cantlay, but like, those odds are horrible. There's no way they're going to all pan out like that.
No, it won't. I think if people were like really eager to make bets. I think they throw them out there to try to like get some extra bets in. But like
Yeah, but they're gonna
anybody in
pan
the
out.
20 to under range, like you just don't take at this point. Like right now, okay, so Rom is plus 550 right now to if you want to take him for Waste Management, which isn't like horrible, but that's what I'm saying. Like Rory's gonna be there, so like maybe he might be like the favorite. You know, like who knows? I'm
interested to see what Rory does on the weekend in Dubai. He is currently 6 under, a few shots off the lead, but he still has to play a second round. He fired off a round 1 6 under. He played like his last 4 holes at 5 under.
Oh wow.
And he was the plus 300 favorite there, and kind of wasn't really talked about because Rahm was the plus 300 favorite over here. So that's kind of Rory's event to lose. That was the event he was leading all the whole week, and then he blew it on hole 18. And Victor Hovland won in the playoff last year. I think it was Richard Bland he beat in the playoff. But yeah, Rory blew it. And that was when he like ripped his shirt, and there was like that meme because he was so upset. So Rory's kind of looking for revenge this week. Victor didn't even play, but I have Fleetwood and Lowry over there, so hopefully one of them.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, Fleetwood was high up there, right? I haven't really looked at the board that much. He's like
4 under, yeah. They only played 1.5 rounds because it's like there's really bad weather. So
the weather, really I saw that, yeah.
So we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah, we'll see that
on Monday.
Oh, they're going to finish on Monday. All right, well, that's kind of fun. You're going to have like a big gap, at least from like Dubai and that, if you get your golf fixed for like a really long time, which is kind of cool. I actually kind of dig the Wednesday, the Saturday kind of thing. I think they should change that for NFL, honestly. When the football season's going on, why not do it for the football season?
Especially when I'm at work, like during the week, and I can sneak on my laptop, like have some golf in the corner. Like Wednesday to Friday. That's amazing.
I know. Yeah. I think, you can have that and then have your NFL on Sunday. They're king. So like, I think that's a good spot right there, but I'm excited for it regardless. That's going to be an awesome event. Of course, everyone's going to love it. And then we got Pebble Beach next week. We'll see what the odds with that are. The field's not that great for next week. And it'll be like our last like go around of Pro-Am stuff. So I'm excited to get that out of the way, but hey, I have you on now. We talked about it a little earlier. Why not? Let's not jump into it. Let's talk a little NFL, right? So we got 2 games, right? So we got the game that's dear to my heart, the Philadelphia Eagles. They're home against the 49ers. Both lines are really short, which is pretty awesome. It means they're going to both be really good games. What are your thoughts about this 49ers-Eagles game?
Go Eagles. I bet the Eagles -2 as soon as the line drops. I'm fading the Brock Purdy train until it works for me. I am a diehard college football fan. I'm very educated in college football scene. And what Brock Purdy has done in his tenure with the 49ers is so unbelievably impressive, because if you watched any Big 12 football the last 5 years, you realize he was just objectively bad when times got when in the fourth quarter, just not that guy. And I'm still giving all of the credit in the world to Breece Hall for even putting him in this position. Breece Hall was his college running back at Iowa State, and legitimately made them good. Kind of got Brock's name out there. And whenever Iowa State was in the mix, Brock Purdy was the guy that made them lose games. Now he's kind of taking the back seat, checking down, using his weapons, which is smart. He's clearly a smart kid, and it's working for him. But when times get tough, your quarterback has to make plays, and I don't believe Brock Purdy is that guy to make plays. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to fade the 49ers until it burns me. Maybe it won't, but I'm with you on the Eagles, and I hope they cash for you. And you're an Eagles fan, so hopefully they get the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I hope so, man. It'll be pretty exciting. I just think at the end of the day, like, I know how good the 49ers are defensively and everything, but I know McCaffrey's banged up. Their other running backs banged up too, I remember. Why can't I think of his name off the top of my head? But what's his name? The
49ers running back?
What?
For the 49ers running back?
49ers, yeah.
Mitchell?
Yeah, Mitchell's banged up too. So that's going to be a lot of Deebo Samuel and I don't know. I think it's going to be a little too much to ask for him on the road in Philadelphia. I mean, it's one of the most hostile crowds in the U.S. Like it's electric. People are tailgating. Going to be literally probably 7 a.m, probably easily.
People are probably tailgating now.
That most likely, but I mean, I'm just being generous at this point. Like it's pretty crazy, and it's going to be loud. It's going to be a tough place to play. They're probably have to play with like silent counts and everything. It's going to be insane. And I just honestly think everyone forgot how good the Eagles were for a long time because they were slipping towards the end. Hurts was getting used to his his injury. Now he's healthy and they just smashed the Giants. There was a little too much love for the Giants last week. I think everything's working out good for them right here, and it's just like the perfect storm here. If a backup quarterback that comes into Philadelphia and goes to the Super Bowl, like, it just doesn't seem believable to me. And I know this line is kind of a 49ers line. I always tend to look at this way when it comes to like football betting, like tend to read the line. I feel like college football most of the time, the line tells more of the story than NFL, because I think NFL just takes so much action. So you get both sides of the public and the sharp, or, whatever. I mean, I feel like the betting public in general has gotten so much smarter within the last few years, like last 3-4 years. Like, betting public's gotten so much smarter. So it's not as much Joe 100%. Versus pro as much anymore, but like, it's I think you can get both sides with it pretty well. So I don't think it is a 49ers line, but I think you still take advantage with the Eagles here. In a perfect world, if the Eagles make it through, I would love them to play the Bengals because their offensive line is just not that good, and the Eagles just get after the quarterback. I think it would be like a good little spot for them. But have you heard anything about speaking of the next game anyway, have you heard anything about Mahomes with like his foot or anything? Or like,
I haven't heard anything. I saw a video of him walking out of a press conference and he looked perfectly normal. And I feel like no news is good news. So I would and the line, I feel like, tells a lot. As soon as we heard nothing the first 2 days, it was all Bengals. And now it's spread back to the Chiefs. And as soon as the line came out, I unloaded on the Chiefs. One of my biggest NFL bets of the season. I got him at Pick'em. And then I was kind of like, oh, damn, the line's moving away from me. I might have messed up there, but it's back in my favor.
Yeah.
Listen, if the Bengals beat the Chiefs 4 times in a row, you beat me. I will gladly.
No, I totally agree with that.
You beat me.
Yeah.
Fine. I lost. I will not. Okay, I lost, but I just don't see the Bengals. I'm keeping it simple. No X's and O's, no schematics. I think Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes at home will not lose a game to a single team 4 times in a row. And if that's the case, okay, good for you, Bengals. You guys are great. But I will put a lot of money, more money than I probably should, on the Chiefs. And I'm going to.
No, I mean, you're keeping it simple, and that's like just some things you don't want to overthink some things, and you just have to realize who the better teams are. And, it might look that easy, but it's sometimes with the NFL, it can be, which is weird because like with college football, like rarely that happens. Like if you get like a James Madison that like is laying like 9.5 points and they've lost to the team the last 2-3 years, and you're like, oh my gosh, like Old Dominion's like owned them, and then you're just like, oh, James Madison just smashes them like up 30 points at halftime, which I had them in the first half, so that's why that stuck in my head.
I remember you had that bet. I literally
but because I love betting college football, but
hell yeah,
but I mean, I feel like you can get both ends with NFL for the most part and everything. So I mean, I don't think you have to overthink it as much with NFL, if that makes kind of sense.
No, I agree.
College, you kind of have to like, why is this line like this looks a little too easy? I mean, the main like the playoff games, those got kind of crazy because it was just Georgia and everything else that went along with it. But but you know what? That's gonna do it. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. You can find me at Chris Ebom on Twitter, tweeting everything golf, betting, all good stuff. That's Matt Gannon. He does all sorts of stuff. Find him on Twitter. Great follow. Highly recommend. He's always tweeting out good information. That's definitely well worth noting, and gonna have a lot of fun, man. And by the way, man, how is that West Palm weather over there? I'm so envious of you right now.
I wake up every morning, I see palm trees, I feel 75-degree weather, and I have no complaints, Chris. So you got to come down and visit. No complaint.
No, seriously, if I can get away from the wife and kids and I can just sneak out, I am so in, man. I'll rent clubs, like I'll do whatever. Like I don't care. Yeah. Like, but you know what's crazy? So the family, we finally decide we finally booked like a vacation we haven't done in a while since like Disney, probably like 4 or 5 years ago or whatever, before COVID or whatever. But we booked a Puerto Rico trip. Okay, so we're going to Puerto Rico in like April or whatever. And the Wyndham has a couple courses, an ocean course and a river course. The ocean course is a Fazio design. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go play this Fazio design. It's probably gonna kick my ass, but it's gonna be pretty awesome. Just to say I played a Fazio design, I'm pretty pumped.
Hell yeah. Hell
The other
yeah.
one's the Norman course, so I had to choose Fazio
Ooh,
over Norman.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
for architectural purposes. I think Andy Lack would be upset if I took a Norman design course over Fazio. I think.
Yeah. No, he definitely would. You should let him know on Twitter for sure.
No, I have to hit him up about that, but I just remembered as I was talking right now, dude, because it was crazy. Like, so you're like in Florida, you're probably like, I'll go to the driving range, I'm gonna play and everything. So like today, like after work, I went to the driving range. It was like flurrying a little bit. I was so mad.
Oh, I am so happy that I'm not in New Jersey anymore.
Dude, it's the worst. And I mean, you're from Jersey. I'm from Jersey.
Yeah.
You know, the weather is so unpredictable here. It's crazy. You could have no snow. You could have warm weather. Like it's just a complete roulette wheel. You don't know what you're gonna get here.
No, yeah.
So
I got out while I can.
dude. Yeah, it's a smart move for sure. And anytime we can go to Florida or somewhere warm, maybe my calling will be South Carolina down the road. I don't know. That's way
Nice
past
place
the road
too.
when the kids get older, all that good stuff. I gotta go somewhere warm. My body hates this cold. So
Yeah, you got to.
absolutely, man. But hey, thanks again, man. I appreciate it. Let's rise and fire. Let's have some fun, man. I hope you people listen, get some good bets in, man. I'm telling you, Taylor Montgomery, top 20. I absolutely love it. Let's do it. Let's go.